We see a beautiful church where it's okay not to be okay. We see a place where we aren't just gathering people, but we're sending them out. We see a church where we're tapping into the creativity of the Creator and we're unleashing innovation and arts and entertainment. We see people who are far from God intimately knowing Him. We see people who have maybe never thought they would end up in a church building, really finding themselves in a community where they belong and they have their names known. We really see that happening in Seattle. Hi, my name is Pradeep and Jiva, and this is my wife, Amritha Jiva.
And we're so excited to share with you today that we will be planting a church in Seattle beginning 2017 with our 8-month-old son and a small team that God has provided around us.
For the last 5 years, we've had the pleasure of working in ministry together. I'm a youth and young adults pastor, and I've been able to see God do amazing things, set people free, get them healed, see them fall in love with Jesus. We've seen thousands of people come to know Jesus in between an apple orchard and a Christmas tree farm where our ministry is today, which is just a wild adventure because I'm the firstborn American of a Sri Lankan refugee family. And to see what God has done in my life is just amazing. I'm so honored to be used in the ministry.
I was born in India and was orphaned on the very first day I was born and was adopted by a forever family in Kansas that introduced me to Christ. And so my life started in a really kind of weak and difficult place, but because of Christ, because of what God has done, He has allowed me even today, many years later, to minister to the orphan and to poor communities in Southeast Asia in third world poverty. And He's allowed me to really know His heart and bringing dignity to all people. As we have had this opportunity to minister not only in the local church but also globally, we began to seek God about what our next step was and what He had for our family. And we were also very excited about growing our family and having a baby. And it was just a couple years ago that we found out that we were pregnant, and we actually lost our first baby to miscarriage. And we were in this time of struggle and needing guidance from the Lord, and also just wondering what He was doing with our family and learning that we had just lost this baby. And Pradeepan just really felt in his heart that he really needed to do a fast and seek God. And so he went on a 40-day fast.
That was honestly one of the darkest, most ugly times of my life. It was when I was weak, and I didn't fast because I'm this amazing person. I fasted because I didn't know how to process the loss of my first child. And so during that time, I just isolated myself, prayed, clung on to not eating food as a way to deal. And it was amazing. During that time, I'm speaking to the Lord and getting to know Him more in His heart. And I felt like He was speaking to me about church planting, like when I felt like totally incapable. He spoke to me and it confirmed dreams I had in college about starting a church, and this phrase Kalos church came to our hearts. And Kalos in the Greek means beautiful. When we know we're pronouncing that horribly, but in our Americanized version, Kalos means beautiful in Greek. And there's been some amazing realities of why we're thinking about Seattle with dreams and visions and confirmations from people, and even going out to Seattle and just falling in love with the area. But we realize that this is a place that is largely unchurched. And if you look at a lot of the stats, it's primarily in the top 5 of the most unchurched cities in America. It actually doubles the nation's average on people who register as nuns under religious associations. So we're starting a church from scratch, which leaves a lot of variables up in the air. And so we're still trying to figure out where we're gonna meet. We know we're gonna go on the east side of Seattle in the Bellevue area, but we don't have a building. We're still trying to figure out a lot of things. But if you wanna find out more information, we're gonna list out all these things on our kalos.church website.
Things like joining our prayer team and giving financially. And really, we're even having an open invitation. If you're interested in moving out to Kalos with us, out to plant this church, you're welcome to talk with us, and we'd love to share more with you about that. So there are many different ways. Even if you don't want or you can't move to Seattle and you have gifts and talents that you would love to jump in on the action, we actually have remote opportunities as well. And so we'd love to have you join our team in any capacity that works for you.
Jesus is beautiful. The church is beautiful. You are beautiful. And that's really why we have the heart of Kalos Church. We want to see this beauty come alive. And so in the deepest part of our hearts, the reason we're giving our lives to this is because we want to make known the beauty of Jesus.